Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm Crispy.
I'm Zach.
Are you a parent?
Are you a nerd?
Do you need a new group of friends?
Well, we got new episodes every week.
And you get to participate in all of our game segments. Our show, Super Dad Bros, is available wherever you listen to podcasts. Check us out on your drive to work.
In the shower.
Anytime, we're going to be there for you.
We are Super Dad Bros.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Wendy.
And welcome to the Toasted Marshmallow Adventures podcast.
Woo!
Tonight in our Boise studio, we have Boise. I'm not from here. I'm always going to say Boise
I'm not
with
from
a
here
Z.
either.
I try the other way and I don't like how it sounds. I'll just say it how I want. It's like soccer. It's not football here. Anyways, we have comedian Ian Yearsley with us tonight.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Hi.
much
Yay.
for being here.
I'm from Boise, and I'm from Boise, and I say Boise most of the time. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, right
Yeah,
about
whatever,
there
yeah,
should be
whatever.
good.
Cool. So you, Boise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lately, just because, well, not lately. It's really since like 2016, probably, or maybe even before that. But I've kind of tried to do Boise because I've been on stage doing stuff
Yeah.
since then, and
Yeah.
people really do get pissed
They
about
really
it.
do.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Yeah. Irritated. So what have you been doing on stage?
I was in a punk band when I was in high school and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What'd you play? Or...
I did guitar and I sang in the
Nice.
band. I'm not like, I don't consider myself much of a singer, but nobody else would do it. Like,
Yeah.
that's really all it was.
I mean, what's the vocal range you need for a punk?
It's kind of just whatever you can do. Just, you got to be angry.
Be mad
Like,
about it.
like they're like low voice guy. I think probably the most prevalent is a more high voice, which I don't have.
Right.
But you know, you just kind of, I went through a lot of effects for my singing. Like,
Oh, you.
I
run
had
it
like
through.
a very heavy reverb on most
Okay.
all of the time, and a lot of the time like some kind of a slapback delay, or like something
Mhm.
like spacey or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
that's
Like
cool.
Yeah. I haven't done any. I've been playing the uke for. I think I'm going on my third year now, but I haven't gotten in. I have an electric acoustic at home, but haven't gotten into like delays and things like
Mm.
that. I have a loop pedal and I have a little distortion pedal, and
yeah,
I was messing around with it today because I was getting into some songwriting with my instructor, and I think we're working on a reggae song, sort of, maybe
nice.
311 style or something like
cool.
that. Yeah,
kind of new agey reggae
Jeremy Nelson
stuff.
will love
Yeah.
that.
yeah,
311.
yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the rhythm we're going with, and so it's pretty cool. Anyways, enough about me. Let's
Oh.
talk about you. So you first did
This is
comedy
crazy. Yeah.
March 11th
March.
Yeah, March 11th.
March
yeah.
11th of this year.
And we're
Mhm.
in June.
So what made
holy
you?
crap, dude.
What made you do that?
I've wanted to do stand up since I was like 8 years old.
What?
Legitimately, like that really was like the age where I started to really think like I want to be a comedian,
Yeah.
Wow.
a stand-up comedian, straight
It
up.
wasn't
And
fireman.
no, yeah. What's funny is because of how young I was, the one before that was probably like rock star
Right.
policeman. Like
Yeah.
a combination of two things. One of which I learned I very much don't want to be now, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Who'd want to be a rock star?
right, yeah, I know.
So since you were 8, was there a comedian at that time where you're like, yeah, I want to be like him?
Or her.
I'm trying to think if it's hard to remember stuff like that for me, but what I do remember is I watched a lot of Comedy Central Presents,
Yeah.
those 30-minute specials.
Mhm.
What's interesting about those is they're like bad ones,
Yeah.
like they're not all good. So like it's not like watching HBO specials or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of like 40% crap
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah. I've seen
And so
some of those.
I kind of like there was a lot of stuff that I like didn't want to be like, and like
Yeah.
I don't remember anybody being like all-time favorite. I remember seeing those so religiously like I did. There were a lot of
Mhm.
comedians that became big
Yeah.
few years after that I was like very aware of because of how often I would watch their Comedy Central present. Like Pete Holmes, I remember.
Oh yeah.
I was aware of him weirdly early, like for being an Idahoan that's not going to comedy clubs.
Right.
at 8 years old,
Right.
like-
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, at the time, were you in? Because you live in Middleton.
Right. Currently, I live up like in the mountains. I live in Idaho City, actually.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I forgot.
yeah, I
You
live
told
far,
me that,
far away.
yeah. Wow.
An hour or so, 45 minutes.
From here, probably like 45.
That's
something like
awesome.
Oh,
Though.
okay,
Do
so
you
you-
love it?
That.
I
Yeah.
thought you would.
Well, I grew up in Garden Valley for my like
Okay.
young childhood,
Mhm.
and then Middleton for kind of like the later, middle school, high school.
Mm-hmm.
But
What brings you to Idaho City?
well, it was mostly just my girlfriend that I'm with right now. We live together, and it was just, and rent is incredibly cheap up there.
Yeah.
Like I pay
Is it like a
fraction of what
Yeah.
pretty much
Oh,
everyone else in a
wow.
similar type of thing.
Yeah.
No, it's like it's kind of a trailer type thing.
Okay.
Like, but it's like 2 bedrooms.
cabin? Wow.
I don't
we
think
have,
that
like,
matters these days.
No, I don't think it matters.
Not at
yeah, I
all.
don't. Yeah, I've never
No.
really. I grew up in trailers,
So did
I did
I.
too.
Yeah.
and it's honestly
Yeah.
a nicer trailer than I was in
Right.
before. So I'm like,
This
hey,
is the
moving on
Ritz.
up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, awesome. I never thought of that. Like, it's not that far from Boise to live
It's
in.
not too far,
Yeah,
no.
Idaho
It's
City.
not crazy.
Was the snow bad? I mean, do you have to
Um,
have a different vehicle to live out there?
The snow is pretty insane. I don't have a different
you
vehicle.
made
Maybe
it?
I should,
Mhm.
but like I drive like a compact car.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
With just regular tires?
I had snow tires.
Oh,
but,
nice. That saves you.
yeah.
yeah, that's like essential for up there.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
like at least that.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
your
honestly thought
girlfriend
about
in-
going chains.
Yeah.
Like, that was
We did studs.
Yeah,
Which is
studded
kinda
snow
awesome.
tires are great.
Is your girlfriend into comedy?
That's what's funny is she's not.
What?
Like like she doesn't like dislike comedy, and she comes sometimes and has a great time. But
She's not.
yeah, like when I'm like, let's watch this special, like she's like, no, I don't
Oh,
really want
yeah.
to. Like she's like, let's do a movie, and when I fall asleep, you can
Yeah.
watch a comedy special. And,
Yeah.
Wow. So March 11th, when you did your first open mic,
Yeah, what made you do it? I mean to cut
well,
you off.
how did you feel afterwards? How'd it go?
it went pretty well, I think. Like for a first time doing comedy. I got laughs. I didn't completely bomb, which was like what I
Yeah.
expected from how from the podcasts and stuff I
Yeah.
had heard before.
Yeah.
Like, I just I did okay. And the weirdest thing is I posted a clip of that first
Yeah.
time ever doing it, and it got like 18,000 views.
What?
Wow.
on
Is that the clip
Instagram.
of my boss is an Uber driver?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
my
or
boss is an app.
An app, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even do that joke anymore. I really like.
Yeah.
That's like I always tell people that's the only time that joke ever did well.
Yeah.
It's like that one night.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And yeah, I watched that one. 18,000 views, huh?
That's awesome.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like a fresh account, like so it,
Right.
Yeah.
it didn't really even get any like initial traction with people I knew.
Yeah.
So then were you motivated to try again? I mean, were
Yeah,
you, were
yeah.
you instantly hooked?
I've been in like as about as consistent as I can be since then. Like I go to pretty much every open mic.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
awesome.
today I'm not doing the early mic at the craft
Uh-huh.
Oh,
brewers,
okay,
but
You would have.
yeah,
Yeah.
just because I came from work to here pretty much, so
Oh,
I just
okay.
kind of. But yeah, I go to just about all of them. I do.
And is there one every night?
No, Tuesdays there's not. Yeah,
Oh,
anybody out
Tuesdays.
there, if you want to start an open mic, here are your days.
Yeah.
Tuesdays,
Tuesday.
Interesting.
Friday. That one. I mean, there's always stuff going on Fridays. so
Yeah,
you're not,
yeah, yeah,
Like, I don't know if you
shows
should.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
and then Sunday there's one every other week. So
Oh, okay.
that one's great too. Nate
Is that
Ford's.
the Edge?
Yeah, Edge
Edge
Brewing.
Brewing. Okay, we haven't been to that one.
It's fun. It's it's like kind of a restaurant, so
Mhm.
you kind of
You
get that unsuspecting crowd,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
can be a bad thing. But I like the complete.
You
It's
do?
almost like the ultimate surprise. Yeah, like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like
Like,
because that's what you want in a
what's
joke
up?
is like
There's comedy.
completely-
too.
taking them off guard. And if they weren't even expecting to see stand-up comedy, that's the ultimate
it's
form
like
of
surprise
surprise.
comedy.
Wow.
Element of surprise or whatever.
Have you super bombed yet?
Yeah, I've had a couple
And how does that feel?
bad bombs.
How do you go home to your girlfriend / whatever and
Yeah,
you feel that?
I don't know. I don't think I feel it like other people do.
Really?
I feel it, and like
But it's,
my
part of the
line is
gig.
always like, I always want to kill myself. Like that's like it's
Yeah,
not like
like,
things
this is-
change a
this
whole
is
lot.
a
Like,
different day.
I'm always
Oh,
kind of
interesting.
real bummed out. No, but I'm not really. It's just,
Yeah, but
but
I mean, I feel like it is part of it.
I didn't really know. I don't know. I don't know how to describe how I felt about it, but I saw like a Norm Macdonald quote recently
Mm.
that was basically like, bombing is almost like the ultimate joke because you the one thing you went there to do was make people laugh and you didn't do it.
Right.
Like it's like
Yeah.
that's almost the biggest joke, and so it's like you kind of have to
Okay.
Yeah. Just-
appreciate the bomb. I feel
Yeah.
like, like it's like, all right, like that's just what comedy is. It's like
I feel
Yeah.
like
Good
the
and
dead
bad.
silence bombs would be.
I don't.
Would be
I haven't
rough.
really had
Yeah.
I haven't had one where
Like, give me something.
there was
Yeah.
nothing.
Like,
at
I'm
all.
trying.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
that'd be brutal.
And a lot of the time that I've had really, really bad bombs, I'll get like one good laugh or something. Like I'll just I get really desperate when I saw
Yeah, you're
when
come
there's
on.
like nothing. I'm like, all right, well, I'm pulling out all the stops. And
Yeah, here's my one.
most of the time I've gotten that one
And you
where
feel
it's like,
like,
okay,
okay,
that
I
made it
I won't
worth
kill
it to come
myself
here. Yeah,
tonight.
not tonight.
Yeah.
That pearl-handed revolver can remain in my desk drawer for one more
Right.
night.
Sheesh. Right.
So, do you know how comedians are like, something's wrong with me? There's
Some
fucked
trauma.
up. Do you have that?
Yeah,
Oh, you do.
pretty
So-
big time. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've had a really, I grew up in trailers and stuff, and pretty gnarly poverty.
Oh,
like
wow.
not like I don't know. Like it's like obviously tons of people in this country are struggling, and I'm
Yeah.
not trying to diminish any of that.
Of course.
But I'm like, I was pretty fucking poor, like
Right.
even among other people poor, like I felt like I was like, I'm kind of like
I'm probably
we're
poorer than
really
you.
scraping
Oh,
scraping by.
Wow.
Like we
How many kids?
just two, but it was like
Still.
single mom and just
Oh, wow. Yeah.
got hit by the recession as hard as you can. And
Yeah.
it was just
Mm.
a long time. And I was like 5 years old when the recession kind of started. Like
Yeah.
people always say 2008, but it's like it was getting going before
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
it's not like it happened out of nowhere, I guess.
And she was supporting the two of you. And
Yeah, supporting the two of us. And my dad was, not to call him out or nothing because we do talk, but he wasn't really paying his child support,
No,
And like it was, it was tough. We were out in Middleton just kind of because that was where we could go.
right.
Mhm.
And like we had family and stuff. Like we kind of just had a built-in like, all right, there's at least this, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
we did that. But like I honestly think probably most, I don't know what percentage, but most of the food I ate as a kid was from a food bank.
Oh,
Or,
wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
free bread was pretty much just what bread was. Just
Yeah.
that.
It changed
Mm.
weekly.
like
I would think.
and honestly, it's like I was able to have a pretty normal life anyway,
Mhm.
despite
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
was going on. But it was
Yeah.
it was different. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you
And,
knew it was different. Like your friends weren't growing up the same
yeah,
way,
I
or-
could feel it.
Yeah.
Like it was like, all
Yeah.
right, like my mom did a really good job, like of, I never looked super poor
Yeah.
at school or
Oh, that's
anything. Like she
awesome.
wasn't, like I had a couple friends that were similar, and like you kind of group up when
Yeah,
you're
of
like that.
course.
But sometimes they'd be dressed so bad, and I'm like, just like it's not like
you didn't even try.
you don't have to worry. Yeah, like you do a little
Jazz this
something.
up.
Yeah, like it's like
I mean, you can go to the thrift store and find
Well,
some
I mean,
name
'cause I
brand
feel like
stuff.
you grew
know.
up this way.
I grew up.
Ish.
that's what I mean.
It
Yeah,
sounds a little bit
It-
poorer
it
than I
feels-
was.
But you were poorer than me.
But yeah, we were. Yeah, we didn't have a lot, and there were
No.
3 boys.
Yeah.
We were all 4 years apart, and yeah, we were
You were in a
poor.
trailer.
Yeah, we lived in a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom trailer, like the luxuries of
Oh,
trailers.
yeah.
But no,
It's like
I mean,
a triple wide, man.
yeah, that was a double. It was a double,
Yeah.
but I mean, it wasn't nice. I mean, the kitchen floor had like pipes had bursted under the trailer and rotted out the kitchen floor, and my dad just laid some particle board on top of there,
No, we had a very similar.
Like, that's good.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
always
you know,
referred
so-
to it as the poop fire.
Yeah,
But there was a big, our
Yeah.
septic tank completely
Oh shit.
ruined our
God.
bathroom
Oh,
essentially,
shit.
and so
Oh, my
it didn't like
God.
always. It wasn't always covered in shit or anything, but it was like, like it had no carpet. It was just
Yeah.
subfloor because we had to tear all of
Yeah.
it out. And
I mean, we had a large van that had 2 seats
Oh yeah.
up front
So funny.
and a sofa in the back, a regular house
This
sofa.
actually
just-
sounds awesome.
just
but
sideways.
It's illegal.
that's
in
like
the
some
van.
pimp my ride
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, a sofa in the back that we
That's
just
awesome.
took from the house.
Yeah, totally. No, it was funny. My mom and I ended up driving identical minivans.
Ah!
We got like similar, like when I started driving, it was
Yeah.
like, this is a cheap car. Like it was like cool. It
Yeah.
was easy to get. It was a Chevy Venture. If anybody ever needs,
Wow.
you've got like
Mini-
$900 and you need
Yeah.
a minivan. Like,
I feel like you have endless potential for your comedy based on your past. Like
right?
endless ways to draw from that.
Well, and the other thing is my dad, like, as far as recent stuff, like, kind of my dad, like, all of a sudden when I was in high school, like 16, my dad, like, went to prison.
Jeez.
And, that's like a big part. The poor thing, I feel like, is just kind of like a layer. Like,
Yeah,
it's just like,
yeah.
all right, there's, like, some base level, but, like, the stuff that really is, like, I feel like relevant to, like, why I feel like I can do comedy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
is kind of, like
Stuff
and
like
it was
that.
like he was one of those, he went in and out a couple times, just
Yeah.
out and
Now, did
know,
your
like-
dad really meet Jake's dad
Oh,
in
yeah.
prison?
yeah, totally.
That's real.
Crazy.
That's true.
Yeah, no, they really did.
What?
What's weird about it, like, kind of what happened is I'm like, I just had seen Jake's comedy, and my dad and my mom are both very into comedy. They were split up when I was like 2, so always separate, but like they both have kind of similar tastes. They were
Yeah.
married at one point.
Yeah.
Like they have stuff in
Yeah.
common. But yeah, he's really into comedy, and I think I was just telling him one of Jake's jokes, like, and I was like, yeah, this, he told a really funny joke. His name's Jake Martin, and he went, wait, is he like a, like kind of wiry redhead, he's got
Yeah.
a beard,
Oh,
and I was
God.
like, exactly. And he was like, yeah, it might be him. I'm like, it's fucking him.
Of
Like,
course it's
no,
him.
it's a different Jake Martin that fits
Oh my
the description
God.
completely.
It's crazy.
Jeez. Now, have you ever been to prison?
No, I was always the one, I left at the right time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when illegal stuff was being done, I always got out
You're
of there.
got
Like,
out,
like
yes.
just a little early, and
I
Like,
gotta go.
I
and it
feel
almost
like
seemed
that's
like
how it
I'm
went
setting
for
them
me.
up sometimes. You know what
Oh
I mean?
shit!
Like where I'd
Like,
like,
you guys
yeah.
don't get it.
like I'm like, oh, I gotta go home, and
Yeah,
I
you
really
gotta
did, but and I'd like
everybody
leave, and then
else should
10 minutes
go.
later, cops show up, and
Oh, God.
whatever.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, no, my yeah, I don't know. I was a bad kid though.
What do you
Yeah.
One of
mean,
the
in
one of
terms
the things
bad?
you can do when you're that poor is like recap. Like I smoked like cigarettes and weed when I was like 12 years old. Was when
Wow.
I started. Like both. And I brought this up on Jake's podcast too. But the first time I smoked weed, there was a Vicodin on it.
Oh, really?
Oh,
That-
God.
that
I
really
listened to
is
that
the- yeah.
podcast. I don't remember. No, maybe I vaguely remember it.
Yeah, no, that was the very first time I ever smoked weed. It also had Vicodin on
Just
it, which
a
I don't know
crushed
actually.
What
pill.
did that do?
I don't
does
know if it
Vicodin
did
do?
much.
Yeah.
Drugs are like hard to even like
Yeah, I don't-
interpret when
I've
you're that
never had-
young.
Well,
I
yeah.
smoked
I
a
definitely-
joint one not I smoked a joint one. Back in like my 20s. After we were done smoking a joint one time, I was told that it was laced with crack.
Crack.
But I don't think I felt any differently.
Okay.
So you had, what'd you say, Valium?
It was
No.
a Vicodin.
Vicodin.
Yeah.
I don't know what Vicodin does. Is it
So
check you out?
it's like a opiate, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
okay.
so, yeah.
I never like got into Vicodin or anything.
Yeah.
It was just it was like a buddy of mine like just he pulled me like aside. Like it's kind of funny. I was like chosen to be a bad kid. Like it was
Yeah.
weird. It felt like I was like it was
Like
getting into
come
the
here.
NSA or something where they
What?
kind of just like pick you, you know, like it was like I was just hanging out and this friend of mine, he's still actually one of my best friends. You know, he and my other current best friend, actually I'll say his name, Jordan Alexander.
Okay.
He also does comedy.
Wow.
You know, we've been friends since 3rd grade,
Oh,
but
cool.
we had kind of, you know, drifted apart.
Yeah.
And but then 7th grade, we like it was weird. I was just like in a class with Chris, and Chris like was just like, "Hey, you want to hang out after school?" And like, you know, we vaped because you know it was like right when vapes were kind of
Yeah.
coming out. Yeah, getting hot for the first time.
Yeah.
And then but
And
we
you
vaped,
do.
we smoked cigarettes. The weed and Vicodin thing happened. It was, you know, it was like I was being jumped into just being like kind of a burnouty
Yeah.
middle schooler, you know, like
Yeah.
nothing really cool. But
Was
like,
that in Middleton?
No, it was in Middleton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, it was
yeah.
in
Oh yeah,
Middleton.
There's nothing
yeah.
else.
It's so fucking boring
It
there.
seems
You
very
either have that
Middleton-y.
or you go to the skate park. Or
And that wasn't there yet.
oh, it wasn't there
Oh,
yet.
yeah.
shit. He grew up pre-skate park.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm just
Tipping
that
cows.
old.
Did you ever tip a cow?
No, I've heard that's like alone. That's impossible.
Oh,
I
really?
read there was
Oh,
some paper or
interesting.
something where they were like,
My
but like,
stepdad says he's tipped cows
I
in
don't know.
Washington.
I wonder if it's like a little bit of a trip too.
Massachusetts. Oh, you think?
Maybe
little
there's like a
leg
little
sweep
maneuver.
and a push.
Yeah.
Oh, poor cow.
I know, yeah,
Yeah,
poor
right.
cow. They're dumb.
Couple-
and
A
Dumb
couple
and
elbows in there
huge.
too.
I know, yeah. But I
Oh.
think you could do it yourself if you just get a run at it.
A fucking cow?
Yeah, maybe.
What are they,
I
1,000
Yeah,
pounds?
maybe they
I
didn't
don't
account
know.
for running and pushing, which
Yeah,
they would. You know, like that would be a dumb mistake made.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I feel bad for the cow. But
Yeah.
it's- at
That's
the,
a
I mean,
hard
if I was
fall.
at as a teenager, I'd be like, "Fuck the cow," you know. But now I'm like, oh, I kind of feel bad for the cow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We would just hang out in this like, I don't know. I'm sure it's fine now to talk about, but we would hang out in this like kind of farmer's field that had like houses on it, like old abandoned houses. But we would just fuck those houses up.
I've seen those.
You
I've
know,
seen
we would,
houses like that, and I'm wondering who fucks them up. It's
Yeah.
you.
It's
You and your
it's your
people.
local weed smoking middle schoolers.
Like
Yeah.
nowhere else to go. There was
Yeah, you
nowhere,
just
right?
go-
I
I remember we found a bunch of
Not
jars
in
once.
Middleton.
No.
Found what jars?
Yeah, little tiny like canning
Mason.
jars.
Yeah.
And we just fucking chucking them, and they're hard to break because
Yeah.
those are actually made really well. And like we were just throwing them as hard as we could, and there was like a big pile of broken jar by the end of it. And it's like, why'd we even do that?
Yeah.
You know, like I
Right.
can see breaking a couple, but we broke like 45 jars. And just,
I mean, that's
you
all there
know,
was
like-
to do.
It was
dude.
Middleton pre-skate park.
Well, and yeah, we had like
There was no recreation.
we
Like
had like a
break
room
shit.
that we graffitied a lot. We called it the art room, but none of us were like art people, so it was all just really bad like
Yeah.
stuff. But
In one of the abandoned places.
yeah, it was one of the
Oh,
Call it
abandoned
the art
houses.
room?
The art room. It was like the.
I wonder
the
if
bit.
it's still there. We can go on
I
location.
actually
It is.
Is it?
one of the other people. I won't say his name, but he already got in trouble for it, and he's my buddy, so I'll talk about it. But he burned that one down.
Oh, shit.
That house. It was an accident, but
It
but
happened.
Burned
he
it
got
down.
he got like an arson charge and
Oh,
shit.
no.
Yeah. But we were so young. It's like I'm sure it's not even a thing anymore.
Yeah.
But-
no more art room.
But art room was gone. Kind of sucks.
Jeez.
Burn down
But-
the art room.
But yeah, I don't know. We were just doing crazy shit. It was
I
just
feel like
Yeah.
growing up in Middleton, if you're not a farmer or something,
Mhm.
I mean, what are you doing?
well, yeah,
you're
and
doing-
you'd
Yeah.
pass like other bad kids.
Yeah.
You know, like in that same field. Like
they
you'd be
didn't
like,
know.
oh hey, what's
Hey.
up? Like they
Yeah.
were leaving that one.
You're like, we're burning the house down today.
Yeah,
What are
yeah.
you
Hey,
doing?
watch out!
We're
that house
breaking
is on
45
fire.
mason jars. Jeez.
Yeah, there's so much like,
Oh God.
and like that's also where a lot of like weird high schoolers would hang out. You know, like people that just
Oh.
kind of were
Didn't
sort of
fit in.
outcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like not necessarily even like out there smoking weed or anything like that. It was just, you know, they'd have like an anime sweatshirt on, and
Yeah.
like I'm not fucking around. Like, and also anime's cool now.
Yeah.
I don't watch it, but it's cool. It seems, but you know that like 2012, it was pretty lame to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
into anime in Middleton,
They
Idaho.
just walk by in the
But yeah, they
field.
would just be
You're
out there
"What's
like
up?"
listening to music and headbanging, and like you're like, cool, what's up, man?
It's his own little world out
Yeah.
in the
I
abandoned
never
farms
thought of
of
that.
Middleton.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, it was like a little
Like, what do
shanty
the
town.
kids do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to find some shit to do when there's nothing.
Yeah. Make something out of nothing.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then burn it down.
Burn
Yeah.
that shit down to the ground. So you're hosting the Mad
Yeah,
Swede
what?
Mike
Yeah,
all of
they're-
Started
June?
comedy in March and is now hosting all of
A
June.
month long.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Mike.
Isn't that kind of crazy?
Yeah. I honestly,
Seems like-
I try not to think about.
Okay, don't.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like
think
I'm
about
like,
it enough to give us answers.
well,
but
yeah,
Don't-
yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's like, because I don't want to, like,
jinx yourself.
it wasn't. Yeah. I'll knock on some wood, but
We'll knock on
This
wood.
is
It's
real
like-
wood.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's teak.
Teak. Cut it myself
Yeah, I did.
That's dope.
out of a whole tree.
No,
No,
you
I
did
didn't.
not.
Yeah, with a chisel,
Yeah.
just out of the tree. The tree's still
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
You just took the piece you
It
needed.
took two,
That'd be super
two
cool.
planks.
Why did you do that, dude? That'd be so cool if we're like, this tree was massive.
Yeah.
It's missing a piece.
Yeah.
That is the thing. Why don't we just start at the top of the tree?
Next
Work our
time.
ways down. You know, that's how.
Yes.
Because I'm sure the tree can still do oxygen and shit, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think I'm solving global warming.
You might
right
have.
now. we
Just
should-
just
start
take
at
a
the.
little bit.
We're always taking the whole tree all at once.
Yeah, we
just
should
take a
just-
little bit from the
Little
top
off the
every time
top.
you need some.
Yeah.
And the tree still grows.
yeah, it's fine.
So-
Probably. I think.
Yeah.
Everyone waits for him to die
Yeah,
to chop him down. Or is that just for firewood?
that's firewood. Yeah,
You get the live trees for building houses.
I think so. Yeah.
I always wanted to take what is it, horticulture in high school.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You never
But
did.
you-
Did
Well,
they offer
well,
that in Middleton?
Yeah, they did.
Really?
Actually,
Yeah.
Middleton got the school burned down, so they had actually
Is
like
that
a,
your friend as well?
Everything
No,
burns
no, that was-
down in
I was
Middleton.
I was really young when the high school burned down, but it burned down like, you know, and that was like a big thing. Like the middle and high school actually had to like share a plot. Like it was like they built like an extra small building for the high school
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
on the middle school grounds, and then but we got like a very plush school, so we had all kinds of, you know, extra
Whoa.
classes. Like,
Yeah.
I think they taught like they had like, you know, Spanish and French, which are like the
Mhm.
normals, but then they had like Russian, Chinese, you know, like
Chinese.
they
In Middleton?
yeah, Mandarin. I think you know,
Wow.
Chinese.
But I mean, there were early like Chinese settlers in this area, weren't there?
Yeah.
I thought-
The place I'm
thought
from, Garden Valley, it was like
Yeah.
you know, they would like there were a lot of Chinese settlers there, and it was like a
Yeah, I
garden.
thought so. I actually think Boise has some
Mhm.
type of Chinese heritage too from back in the day. I think there's some underground tunnels. Or
Yeah,
something.
in Oregon, it's kind of
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, I thought there was some here too. There isn't. Or-
there. I think there's like a town. I don't know if it's
I need to be in that tunnel.
around here.
That would be awesome. Yeah, there was. We'll have to look
Well,
into
Chinese people are a lot smaller than we are.
that.
I would
Yeah.
think original China. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want to be in that tunnel. I'll be stuck in that tunnel.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I
was
don't
always-
know.
I was always real obsessed with those tunnels at like play places. That was always my big thing when like
Oh,
at, like
you
a
just get-
McDonald's
Yeah,
like play
yeah.
area.
Oh.
Like
The
you
tunnels
go-
were
Brittany
like-
Haha said Chinden is named after Chinese gardens.
Yeah, Chinese gardens, and then
Ah.
Hey, Jack, I don't know how to respond, but hey. Yeah.
Jack
I don't know how-
Wheeler.
yeah.
Oh, hey, what's up, Jack?
Wheeler. Hello, everybody. People I know.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, there is a Chinese like
I did not
heritage
know that.
in Boise. Yeah, I've
Oh,
read
wow.
about that. And so, Brittany, if you're listening, are there tunnels under Boise that the Chinese people made back in the day?
There should be a tour if there is. A larger person tour.
I feel
A
like
larger-
Like, make them a little bigger so we can fit through them.
it's like an Eastern Oregon town has them for sure.
Really?
Has like somebody. It was like this weird. I went to like a Bible camp in high school because
Mm.
it was it was at the Boise Bible College. I took it because you got to like stay at a hotel,
Oh, cool.
and
You're
it was like 3 days off
sold.
work, and you got like a big chunk of free time in the middle. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'll fucking just sit there and hear about Jesus for a little bit, and then go do whatever I want. It was, you know, it was cool. But somebody there was telling me that like, was that like Baker?
Oh,
that's
maybe
like
Baker
there's some-
City?
Baker City,
Baker
yeah.
City.
What?
Oh, okay.
We've been there.
Yeah,
a
I feel like
lot.
it was there or somewhere. Like I can't remember exactly though. I wish I could remember the exact town it was. But he
okay.
was saying, yeah, like there's even windows on like some of the sidewalks that you can look into, and
my
you can
God,
see the
that's
tunnel.
Cool.
Like,
I'll have to look that up because we go to Baker City.
A lot.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
we
remember if it
stay
was
there
Baker
to go
City.
skiing and snowboarding at Anthony Lakes.
Yeah.
So we'll have to look into that. And if it's not Baker City, we'll find it.
We'll find your tunnels.
We'll find
Chinese
it.
people.
Well, they have the tunnels in Seattle. I don't know what they're related
The-
to.
Underground. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Do you know
Seattle was
what-
built and then they built on top of it.
Oh.
Yeah, so they built it up.
So the stuff underneath was like just
Original
their old
town.
streets.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
like in like Futurama under New York.
Yeah.
It's like old New York.
Freaky.
Yeah.
Have you been to New York?
I haven't. I'd
it's
really like to
a
go to New York.
trip.
I want to go back. I've been
Yeah.
there once.
And it was a trip.
Yeah.
And fun.
Definitely memorize places to go to the bathroom with the codes because there are codes.
hmm
You have to know the
to every
code.
bathroom.
Yeah.
In New York
Yeah.
City. Yeah.
Or you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, I've seen the
Yeah.
Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
That are like, New York bathroom
Here's the
codes
code
or
for
whatever.
Starbucks on the
Yeah.
street. Yeah, you're like,
I remember I went to San Francisco a few years ago, so I don't know if they're
Mm.
still doing this, but at the Whole Foods, you had to get an app to get in line to go to the bathroom.
wow,
And
Really?
Yeah, you
Wow.
could walk around the store, but if you left the store, it took you out of the queue.
wow.
So you could walk around the store, and then
And
you'd
just-
get like a text basically
"Time
that
to
would like be like,
go."
"Hey, it's your turn. You have 2 minutes to get there."
Oh,
And
wow.
so yeah, he'd like run across the store and
That
use the
is
bathroom.
Have you ever
crazy.
been to an Amazon store, an Amazon Go store?
No, it was.
Yeah.
I think there are some in San Francisco now, but it was
Are
before
they?
that.
We've been to them in Seattle, and yeah, you have
They're
this
so cool.
Amazon Go app, and you go in and you just grab the shit you want, and,
and
you walk
just
out.
walk out.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
all right.
And then it just charges your account and knows exactly what you grabbed. If you pick
Mhm.
up something, put it in your cart, like 10
It's
minutes
like-
later decide you don't want it, you put it back. It
Like-
fucking knows.
Yeah, it
Yeah, that's
refunds
crazy.
you. It's so
crazy.
weird.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, insane.
Yeah, we did that.
Contest?
Secret crazy person.
Yes.
You have one episode out. I
Yeah,
watched
but-
that episode. When's the next one coming out?
I don't know. I've
Ah,
recorded a few. I'll have them out very soon. I think I'm just gonna drop them all so people have stuff to listen to or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, I did one. I have one coming up with Parker Cron, and
I don't know that name.
you guys don't know Parker?
Mm.
No,
Cron?
I don't know.
No,
Parker.
we need to know
He's
Parker
great.
Cron.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
he
cool.
has stuff going on Wednesday nights. But I'm trying to get him to come here. So.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Yes.
But he is real great. He's super good. Kind of one line kind of stuff,
Okay.
which is,
Yeah.
in my opinion, the hardest stuff to write. Like
Like
he,
Mark Normandy.
kind of, yeah, or like kind of
Stephen Wright.
yeah, or like Mitch Hedberg a
Hedberg.
little,
Oh,
yeah. Like, but
okay.
he's got his own kind of feeling. He's not.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, because some people just go out and do Mitch Hedberg. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
or they even do.
Yeah.
They kind of do the voice and stuff. You know, or it's
Yeah.
like. But he's got his like own kind of flavor, I guess.
Oh,
You know, but
cool.
Yeah.
he's really good joke writer, which is
Oh, okay.
Cool.
you know hard to do. I'm not much of a joke writer. Like I kind of have premises and I like talk about them in a funny way. Like I
okay.
write it and everything, but I don't have like
You can't.
very many like setup punchline kind of
Yeah.
stuff. You know.
On that topic, and going back to the Comedy Central Presents stand up, I'd say my top three of those would be Mitch Hedberg, Anthony Jeselnik, and Nick Swardson. All have really
Nick
good.
Swardson's is really good.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's a super memorable one.
Yeah. Have you seen Anthony Jeselnik's?
I don't know if I've seen his presents. I don't
Yeah,
I
really.
don't remember that
I don't
one
know if it was a
specifically.
Comedy Central Presents, but I watched it on Comedy Central back.
Oh yeah, I've seen his Comedy Central specials. Like the
Oh, okay.
Caligula was one of them.
Not
and,
sure what his first one was.
Yeah, I don't remember what the
I'd have to look it up.
Caligula might be the first one on Comedy Central, but I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember.
And Nick Swardson, yeah, and yeah, I don't know if it was a Comedy Central Presents or something that was just on their
Mhm.
channel, but
Oh, Brittany
Crit-
said the history is really racist.
oh, the Idaho history is really
Yeah.
racist.
Mhm.
Oh,
Interesting.
Railroads and stuff.
yeah, I'm
settling
sure
things.
it is. I mean,
Well, I mean, yeah.
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 That was before probably he even had like the woke part of Boise or whatever, the more liberal side.
Yeah, we just had
was still
northern.
farmland then.
Yeah.
You didn't have your downtown. You didn't have your north end.
Your
None of
lounge at the end of the universe.
Yeah, your Toasted
What?
Marshmallow Adventures podcast.
That's right.
They probably didn't even have Uber,
Probably not.
or
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Probably definitely not. Dude, we grew up when none of that existed, so
Yeah, I feel like
It's so
Netflix sent out DVDs when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
We
fucking
didn't-
Well,
idiot
I
little
watched
kid. that,
Muhammad Ali. Like my cool Sunday was Muhammad Ali would be fighting, and we had a little 13-inch TV, which was black and white, and I could go upstairs. There was no carpeting; it was plywood. But I'd put out my little TV tray, eat my little TV dinner, and we'd watch Muhammad Ali, and that was like we were rich. That was that
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah.
Like I am rocking this shit.
I remember that one time too. Yeah, and that's back in the day where we rented a VCR.
Yeah, you'd have to
when they
rent
first
VCRs.
Came out because they were like $1,000 before they were like $30 at Walmart.
Yeah, my mom's story was always she lived in like Northern California in a very, very small town. It's Westport. It's like by Mendocino and stuff.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Mendocino, yeah.
Mendocino County is where
Yeah.
it is. But they like shared a VCR. The town, like, because it was it was legit probably like 10 families, and like 6 of them shared a VCR, and they would just like pass it around. It was like a weekly,
Yeah. Oh wow.
yeah, like they had like a you get it this week, and this
Community
week, and this
VCR.
week.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Come
cool.
watch this movie at my
Like
house.
a timeshare VCR.
Wow.
Like, it's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah,
Same with, I think they only had one dial-out line for a while. Like when
Wow.
like
Like party
'cause-
lines. We had party lines when I grew up.
yeah,
So you'd pick up the phone and somebody's on the line.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll call back.
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, that was.
But
and it
for
was
her
like,
whole town.
yeah, for the whole, it was everybody
Wow.
that lived there, just because it was
Jeez.
remote and
Wow.
they didn't. They're like, we're not going to run a big fucking
Right.
telephone.
This is what you get. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Wow.
I feel like you have tons of stuff to draw from in your comedy.
Yeah. I've been trying to write more personally lately
Yeah.
too.
I feel like your
you
whole
know?
background could be a bit in
Yeah,
some
yeah,
way.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
And possible therapy if you need it. You know what I mean? Because we all
Yeah.
kind of like end up like, I'm a little fucked up.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't remember who it was. Somebody was telling me, they were like, it was the early Wednesday mic. They were like, yeah, I came here a few weeks ago, and it was just like male trauma dumping. Like it was just
Yeah.
like that was like the whole open
Yeah.
mic was just people going up and just like laying
My
out
life
what's
sucks.
going on right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
which that happen. That's what I love open mics. It blows my mind. Some comedians skip a lot of open mics,
Right.
And it's like,
I don't think you should.
yeah, it's like that's
It's the
it's like
time.
the gym for
Yeah.
like it's like where you practice
Yeah.
your craft
Work your shit out.
until you're like in a big city doing
Cool stuff.
nightly spots and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's just not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, as listeners, we expect that you guys are just working shit out. Like
Mhm.
we haven't, like sometimes we haven't seen it before. And we're like, oh shit, they added that new thing and that was
Yeah.
awesome or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we're big time consumers of stand up
Yeah.
comedy. So yeah, I mean we're totally down to go to open mic and see someone work out a bit,
Yeah,
and then
and it
we
works or
go
it
to their
doesn't or
show
whatever.
the next month and they've fucking
Killed it.
fine tuned it a
Mhm.
bit, and you're just like, oh shit, it's kind of cool to see the process a little
Mhm.
bit.
Well, and I take open mics as like, with me being so new in comedy. Sorry, geez, the beer's coming up. But I take open mics as an opportunity to be like I'm still finding my voice in a major way.
Yeah.
So I'll do, the same material, but I'll do it like as a different person almost. And so,
Oh.
you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
not like really like I'm not like doing
But in your
character work.
mind,
But yeah, it's like I'm like being like, what if I was more like this on stage? I don't
Yeah.
even really have like my
trying to find your
normal thing.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, this is how I tell this joke all the time. Like a lot of the time the words are the same, but it's like my inflection.
yeah,
The way I move while I do it and the way I feel about it, I guess. The way I feel about what I'm saying
Yeah.
changes a lot. Like
Yeah.
I'll be
yeah.
exasperated about it one time and then happy about it the next, like something like I don't know, it's weird. Like it's like there's like writing I think is a big part, but I don't think it's everything. I don't know if it's even most of it, honestly. Like there's a lot of weird nuance to stand up, and with music I didn't feel like it was like that. I'm sure a lot of musicians would defend it to the end, like no, music is just like that. I didn't feel like that. I felt like music was kind of just like you wrote your songs and then you went and did them, and you can't really change a whole lot.
You played
live,
your thing.
and I did jazz in high school and stuff, and that was a little bit more like you could with jazz. It kind of lends itself to being like, you give each other looks and do something different or whatever. But like with like punk songs, it's like you could maybe be like go yell at them like let's do the chorus 2 more times or whatever,
right? Yeah,
but you can't really like do everything. You can't like
you're just
make
up
a
there
drastic change
by yourself. There's no
it's
drums,
on you completely.
there's no guitar.
Yeah, totally.
There's nothing. There's no singer.
And that's what I like is that you can just if it's not working, it's like take a left. Do the opposite, and you're able to do that with stand up. And that's one way of looking at it, is that you're able to do it and it's better, but it's also kind of suckier sometimes because then it's on you. If you have a bad show you can be like, well fucking the drummer's all fucking drunk, so that's why it sucked. But with comedy you're like, that was all me. You're
I know away. It is all on you.
I am the only one to blame.
Have you ever do you do crowd work at all, or is that
a little bit? I've been getting into it lately. It's like,
is it hard? It seems hard to me.
It depends. Sometimes, I mean,
can you read people kind of like,
and I mean sometimes you just get something that's like boom, like where you're just like, oh duh, like you like the other night I had what I thought was a pretty good one where somebody, like I asked, anybody here from Idaho? Like I was trying to do crowd work. And somebody or is anybody here not from Idaho? Sorry. And
in Idaho asking
is anybody in Idaho right now? Are you guys at an open mic? I just pass out. But no, I asked anybody not from Idaho, and somebody cheered, and I was like, where are you from? And he's like, Alabama. And I was like, oh, so were you just Googling like other racist states? And like like it's like you kind of just kind of find something sometimes, where you're just like, oh, I thought of something immediately, but sometimes I don't know. Like I don't do crowd work a ton, especially because like a lot of mics you get like 3 minutes. Like 5 is
not
better,
really.
But it's still like I don't know if I'm gonna waste any of those 5 minutes on like
crowd
trying to improv something. Like especially because I at least need so much practice with my material. Like I'm not. I don't have like a solid act at all. Like I think I have some good jokes or whatever, but like it's not like like I'm not like just like, oh, I'll just do these, like I don't have any just like, oh, I'll just do these jokes. It's not a big deal. Like all of my jokes, I'm like, I'm still not sure that this is how I'm going to tell the joke. Like
these aren't fully formed.
Or like or they're not just like
that's super
completely
fair, though.
worked
you
out.
Started in March. I feel like what we've seen is pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah, I've watched you at the open mics, and I haven't.
There's some really funny stuff.
Yeah, and so like I think that's really cool.
And then we read you started in March.
Yeah,
pretty amazing, dude.
Yeah, and I luckily I got a lot of opportunities early, and so I kind of had the crunch put on me. Like I did Comic of the Month over at the Mad Swede.
Wait, so you started comedy in March and you did Comic of the Month in April. Is that correct?
Yeah, which is
that's insane.
Tell us about it.
Well, and I didn't win. I didn't do amazing or anything.
You were part of it.
But I was a part of it, and I was kind of forced to get together. I think it was 10 minutes.
Wow.
Of stand-up.
Wow.
And I was like, and I essentially had like a month to do it, and I actually didn't really even know I was doing it until I think 4 days before.
Wow.
Oh,
so there were like 3 jokes in that set that I had written and never done before.
Wow.
Like it was like most of them went all right. It was funny, the way I ended was like terrible, but it actually went pretty good up until just like that last like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And it was, I just had a joke that I haven't really done a ton since, just because it's kind of hard to get to the punchline without. Anyway, it's a joke about like my dad going to prison,
Right.
and it's that I went to his sentencing, but not his his hearings. So I went to like the worst one you can go to, where you like find out exactly how long your dad's not going to be around, you know,
Yeah.
like even more so than normal,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah, like, we're talking years.
yeah. And luckily
Whatever.
he got off. He had already been in for something like a year, because
Mhm.
the legal system moves incredibly slow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he had already been in jail for like I think maybe over a year. Like
Right.
he had gone the long haul of like hearing after hearing after hearing, getting
Yeah.
pushed back or whatever. And but yeah, so by the time he got his sentencing, I think he got something called like a writer.
Oh,
Where it's
we've
like-
heard about
the
riders.
old
Yeah.
rider,
Did Jake Martin tell you about it? 'Cause
No.
that's what they
No,
meant.
No,
by
I
rider.
hear that's what like all the
Monica talks about it.
right. Yeah, I always hear like the kind of the child molesters. They get the riders.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know if they go in
Monica's
and
not a child.
Well,
No,
I
I
will
think that's
clarify
not-
that's not what my dad
Okay.
did.
Yeah, exactly. And Monica didn't either.
well, I think that's kind of like the complaint. Like these people,
Yeah.
do these horrific
Well, what it is it's
sexual
like treatment.
type of assaults, and they go in, get a 6-month rider, and then they're out if they have good behavior and don't fuck up while they're in there.
Yeah, it's essentially forced extended rehab.
Oh,
Yeah.
It
okay.
isn't, you know, like
Yeah.
that's more jaily than normal rehab, but
Okay, yeah.
but you know, it's not nearly as
Intense or
as stringent or
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
it's not like this
is
really.
he out now?
Yeah, he's out now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he
Relationship ish.
it's all right. You know,
tried?
it's good. Like we talk more than
gotta be
I'm sure
weird,
most
right?
people that are in a similar position to me
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, like, you know, we have our back and forth, like, because also, you know, nothing, because, you know, I didn't live with my dad. So
right.
the weird thing about like not living with a parent is you kind of like put on a face
Right.
a lot of the time for that, like, you know, part-time parent, or, you know, like the parent that you're seeing the least.
Yeah.
You kind of just do like,
Here I am.
it's easier to please someone for 2 days a month.
Yeah, you're like,
Right.
"Oh, I'm
Then-
the model child.
Right.
Yeah. So when he got out of prison the second time, it's like, all right, you know,
Here I am.
I'm just gonna be me for the most part. Like, I'm not gonna like tell him any more than
Yeah,
Right.
you
try to
should.
impress
Like, I'm not.
you.
I'm not trying to like one up him.
yeah.
Like, I did cocaine, dude. You know, like you know, like I'm not
Yeah.
like trying to like.
I could go to prison.
Yeah, fuck. I probably don't worse shit than you, man. You know, like whatever. Like it's like, but you know, like I'm a lot more open and like just kind of, you know, like we're currently in an argument. You know,
Oh,
like I'm just
dang.
like kind of like dodging each other's calls and stuff. You know, like just like
Yeah.
yeah, and, you know.
So if
But
you were
you'll
to go
come
to
together.
Oh.
At some point.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it'll
Okay.
probably. You know, I don't think it'll ever. I'm
It won't.
from like that weird type of family where it's
Where
like
it's
you
all
kind of
good
just have
eventually.
to make it okay.
Yeah.
You know, like you just have like not
Because
like
we're family.
yeah, like it's kind of just like you have to like at least talk to
Yeah.
them for the most
Wow.
part. Like, you know, my
That's kind of
other
Dad's
people-
been to prison, it's all right a little bit.
yeah, like it's just yeah, and it's like
Nice.
he's kind of just yeah, like it's like well, he's still my dad. You know, like
Yeah.
well, what am I gonna
Wow.
do? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like just
Yeah.
have you ever seen any movie where somebody doesn't talk to their dad for most of their life and then reconnects with them? It's usually like this weird fucked up thing.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'd rather just and not judging anyone that doesn't talk to their parents. Totally cool. Not a big deal. But for me, I'm just like, that's going to be such a headache later, you know?
Yeah.
I
tell
almost
you
think
what,
of it
dude.
as like a logistical problem where I'm like, I can't like hate one of my parents.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, I actually have a personal story of not talking to my father for 4 years. And then, what was it, 2 weeks prior to his passing, I get a call. I mean, because he was a super dick, alcoholic my whole life, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
That was my dad's
Yeah,
problem, too.
I mean, and then apologies, but not being there, all the shit. And so I get a call 2 weeks prior to his death saying he's had cancer for 10 years.
Shit.
Never told me. So I called him. He was in the hospital. I said, I've always loved you. I didn't ever like you, really. And he didn't take the opportunity to say that he had always loved me. Also, he said, oh, really? And I said, yeah, Dad. And then we got off the phone, and that was the last time I ever talked to him. He fucking died. 10 years. So we were talking in the time he had cancer. He didn't tell me. Yeah. So just if it ever gets to that point, just you got to be ready for what that feels like.
Yeah, and that's
weird.
That's kind of why I don't cut contact, really.
Yeah.
You know, like for a few days I'll ignore his calls or whatever. But for the most part, I talk to him pretty often, and I just, you know, my thing is just like, we don't have to.
It can be whatever.
It doesn't have to be tense. Like, I'll just talk about movies and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, we'll just talk about whatever. I'll just do that, like, base level. Like, you know, when you hear people at the restaurant and you can't believe that they're not talking about anything. You know, like, that's how I talk to my dad. It's just like, new Batman was pretty good. You know, like, where it's just like that conversation that you're like, how the fuck are they having that right now?
Now, if you were to go to prison, what would it be for?
I'm gonna go to prison, and I mean, probably drugs. Like, if we're being honest, like, just status-wise, or, you know, like, statistics-wise, like, that's what I'd most likely get in trouble for. Yeah, I don't think...
It would be murder.
My murder rate's pretty low.
Burglary?
No.
Unless you were stealing drugs?
I've definitely, as a kid, a lot of the drugs you get are stolen drugs, you know, but especially cigarettes. I feel pretty bad for how many cigarettes I stole from my mom.
Like, you need to write her a check or something?
Yeah, I think I'm like, once I can, I'm gonna. Oh no, $50 would not cover it.
Did she ever notice?
Yeah. No, I'd get in trouble for it and keep doing it. Like, I would just.
What did she smoke?
Camel Blues.
Blues.
The 99s. They're lights. Camel lights is all they are.
I mean, when you're poor, those are expensive, though, right?
Like an expensive cigarette.
What it is there's been a deal for a long time.
Forever.
That's like, you get 2 and you get 75 cents off.
But still not as cheap as like a Parliament.
Yeah, those are... Well, Parliaments
They're generic
change.
Cigarettes.
Parliaments are weird.
Pall Mall?
Because Parliaments will like be $2 at one place, and you'll go somewhere else and they'll be like $9. Like, it's like some places are like, these are fancy cigarettes. But yeah, Pall Malls are pretty shitty.
Pall Malls have no... Yeah.
They feel like they're wet.
Yeah.
Like, when you smoke it, like, it feels like a wet cigarette. It goes out all easy. It's like... It's a bizarre...
I need some filter.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's up with those. I knew this kid in high school. He was all obsessed. It was weird. He was a hippie, like a long hair. He was really into like the Rolling Stones and stuff, which I always thought was dumb. It's like, just listen to like, you know, like, it's fine.
I mean, if
it's
you
fine
listen
to
to
like
the Rolling
old music.
Stones, they're not great.
Yeah, I'm so glad you'll admit that. So many, and I love the Rolling Stones. That's the thing, is I love them, but they're like a bad band.
Yeah,
like they have a few great songs, like "Sympathy for the Devil" and what's that one?
I can't get no.
Yeah, but that one's kind of dumb, honestly. Like, you know, like, he does that free associating 60s thing, you know, when I'm driving in my car, you know, like, it's just like, whatever. Like, he's just saying shit. It's funny, yeah.
Fucking Rolling Stones, yeah. With the,
Well, and the fact that they're still doing it, you know, it's like, come on. Like, I don't know. And the people that are paying for it, it's like, just...
Yeah, those people.
Yeah.
Those are the weirdos. I get why they're doing
Kiss
it.
a few years ago.
Yeah, we did.
Really?
We didn't know any of the songs.
It was funny.
That was the dumbest
you
part.
thought you knew more Kiss songs, so you went to their concert.
You
I
did.
knew like 4 Kiss.
We knew like one song.
Yeah, it was the last one.
But
they didn't do their hits?
They
probably did, but we didn't know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think the song from Kiss I know the most is I wanna rock and roll all night.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
Like that.
So they did that. What did they do that one?
At the end.
Okay, yeah. I would still say they put on a great show.
It was a great show.
Even though we didn't know like a lot of the shit they were playing.
Fans, because we do not know these songs.
There's one Kiss song that's I think it's dope. It's the like Made for Loving You or something
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
That's a sick
was
one.
made for loving you.
It's
That was
not like
actually
it's a great song, but I think it's dope. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
put it on and I'm like, I like this song. You know?
Yeah, those
That
are
doesn't
the
mean it's
two
good, but-
best.
Yeah.
That's all they.
Yeah, I don't
got
know many of
in
the other ones.
makeup.
It's weird because they're all Jewish, right? And I don't mean that in any bad way. I'm just
I don't-
Oh, I didn't know that.
But I
Actually, I,
think-
did know
No.
Gene Simmons. I think
Gene Simmons
Yeah.
is for sure. I think
Yeah.
they all are. Maybe like two aren't or something.
Yeah.
But there's like this big conspiracy that they're like a Nazi band.
What?
I
Oh,
don't-
really?
Yeah, because of the logo, Kiss.
Oh.
The SS
Oh,
is like the same as
really?
like the logo.
Oh,
for the-
God.
But then there's also like a weird amount of like other evidence. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like where
really?
it's like, but why though? Like why would they?
Yeah.
Like why would that be what you do to secretly do Nazi stuff? Is like you do
Yeah.
cat makeup and I'll do
Right.
the,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Right. I'll
And
wear
we'll
the
pretend
to be-
6-inch
we'll pretend to be
That
aliens.
should be a bit.
platforms.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, good.
I'll listen
Yeah.
back and write it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should. That's funny. Yeah, I
But,
feel like
yeah,
there's
there's
something
that.
to that for sure.
Yeah, you wear the cat makeup. I'll wear the 6-inch platforms.
Yeah, for real.
You know?
I always wanted to get some
Yeah.
platforms because I'm like 6'3",
Oh,
Are
so I think it'd be really
fun.
funny. Yeah, I
Yes.
slouch really bad, but if I like stand up straight, I'm like pretty
Yeah.
towering.
Wow.
Like I think I like socially started
Yeah.
slouching. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
Like just to
yeah.
not be like,
Yeah.
"What's up, guys?" 'Cause I got
He's a social sloucher. Never heard of it. Awesome.
That's the first time I've heard of
Hey,
social
well, I
sloucher.
made it up, so it's not a thing.
Not a thing. It is
Maybe.
now.
But yeah, no, I was very tall in middle school too. Like I was probably already 6 foot by
Wow.
7th or 8th grade.
Oh,
Like
wow.
Dang.
I shot up very early. Puberty hit me like a fucking garbage truck. You know, like I really just
Here's
I
your
was-
height.
I was
Yeah,
that kid, you
all
know, in
weird.
5th grade where everybody's like, "What the fuck is up with
Yeah.
it?" Like I'm all like,
Hey,
You're
what's
my
up,
voice
son?
got
feet
lower,
and
yeah,
half.
like before everyone.
Armpit
Like that.
hair in 4th
Although weirdly
grade.
enough, I don't get any good facial hair.
What?
Yeah, I have like this weird big bald spot right here that just doesn't grow.
Oh,
Right
see,
in
I
an
could've
optimal
grown
spot
this
for a beard.
in like 9th grade.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one.
And the only place he wants hair is on his head.
Not even like I don't
Like,
care
you don't
anymore,
care,
but I
yeah.
wish if I weren't gonna have hair in certain spots in my head, it would just all not have hair.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
I didn't have to shave it every morning.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
is that a common body modification? Like just killing the rest? You
I
know?
think you can get it lasered.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
but I think that's expensive. But like,
Probably.
I feel like, yeah, if you're not gonna grow it like down the middle, like just get rid of the rest.
Yeah.
We don't
I
need
think
it.
that's a joke on you.
It is a joke on me.
Yeah.
But I
He
fucking
can grow hair on every other.
Yeah, I grow nose
he can
hairs like a
grow it on his
motherfucker.
shoulders
Yeah.
as well, his back.
Yeah,
but
I'll-
not
Ear-
where he
ear
actually-
hair.
yeah,
I
he has
think
ear
I'll get
hair.
hairy from what I know. Like, you know, the men on both sides of my family
Are
are
hairy?
pretty hairy. I
You're
guess
just
it just
waiting.
happens later. You know, like I'll
Yeah.
just it'll come
Like
out of
all of
nowhere.
a sudden you're like,
Yeah.
I'll have to start doing different
Oh, yeah.
material
Wake
because
up.
none of it'll make sense anymore.
like
Yeah,
I live
I
in the
don't know.
woods. I got a
You
beard.
can't do your DoorDash joke if you look like a werewolf.
Yeah, right. Yeah, seriously.
So-
No, that DoorDash joke, seriously, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because maybe it's like some weird curse thing because it was like my first time and it got a bunch of views
Yeah.
for being a first time and everything. Like it was, yeah, like I just can't do that joke well. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. Like I'm like, and I watch that video, I'm like, that's what I'm doing, you know, or like I'm doing something similar to that. And
Yeah.
I just can't. I honestly don't do that joke anymore just because
Oh,
it's
wow.
like this weird.
It got weird.
It's like a
on you.
cursed joke, like, you know. Like,
Weird.
yeah, I don't know what happened.
Oh.
And also,
Oh,
like
man.
5 comedians in the scene had a DoorDash joke at the same
Oh.
time, so I was like, I'll just step out of this,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's your joke.
Like, yeah,
Go to Uber jokes.
right? Yeah, I got to do something.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get out of here. So you were hosting the Mad Swede open mic all of June. You got anything
Just
else?
when? What day?
We're in
Uh,
June right now.
Yeah, it's Monday.
Okay.
Monday at the Mad Swede on Cole Road. The show starts at 8. If you want to sign up and try comedy, it's 7:30 signups.
Oh, cool.
I try not to like let the list like you know the list isn't gonna like fill all the way up most likely, so it's
Yeah.
worth a shot if you want to
Oh,
do comedy.
nice. Cool.
And August 8th, I'm going to be hosting at the Mad Suite downtown.
Oh, nice.
I don't actually think the headliner has been chosen yet, or
Okay.
I just
Cool.
I wasn't given a name for that, but I'm hosting that show.
Nice.
So you could be opening, or you said hosting for
Yeah, it's
so
doing
for a
Fire,
pretty
too.
big name.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That's good
Yeah,
shit.
that'd be cool.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, thank you so much for being here
Yes,
tonight
thank you guys.
on the
Thank
Toasted
you.
Marshmallow Adventures podcast. Watch him this month, or
At
well,
the
you-
Mad Suite. It's not watch.
no, you
Go
can't.
There.
You go to the fucking Mad Suite. See
Mhm.
Ian Yearsley there hosting. Thank you for being here. You ready to
Yes.
sign out? I'm signing out.
I'm signing off.
I'm Chris Adams.
I'm Wendy Mosier. # get toasted.
Stay toasted, and thank
Thank
you
you.
for being here tonight, Ian.
Yay, there you
Thank you.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Oh yes,
Other
last
than what
words.
we
We didn't
said.
get to that.
No.
Yeah, my
Oh, your
my
podcast.
podcast. Yeah, Secret Crazy Person.
I'm waiting on the next
I
episode.
know. I'll have like 3 at once.
Can
Like,
you
know,
sign out of this episode like you did your first episode
Oh,
of your podcast?
Oh yeah. What was I say? Shit. I said something YouTube, but I guess like if you didn't like this podcast, you should probably go fuck yourself.
Yeah. And then at the end, it said like, "Great job, Ian."
Oh no, yeah, no.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
I said I think it's like good job shithead or something.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Perfect.
Thank you guys.
We're out.